What's up, everybody? I'm Shawn Binion, and I'm right here with professional boxer Ed Thoroughbred Williams.
What up, though?
What's up, Ed? How you doing today?
Good. How you doing, Shawn?
I'm pretty good. I really appreciate you joining me today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Okay, so we're just gonna jump right into it.
Okay.
So, where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Detroit on the east side.
East side?
In the east side, yeah. Humble beginnings over there, like Moraine and Kelly area.
Okay, familiar with that area.
Yeah.
How was your childhood? Did you have a fun childhood? Was it kind of hectic or what?
It was fun because we made it fun. I mean, like we didn't have nothing, so like we had to create everything, create our fun, create our everything. So I mean, I feel like that's what's lost today with the kids these days. I mean, if you don't direct them or instruct them to fun, they're like, I don't know what to do. But we went outside and we made, we made whatever happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We played basketball with half pieces of wood in a crate.
I remember that.
Yeah, we got it in.
Yeah, I remember that. Spent a lot of time on the East as well. So I remember that. It's the bike ride. We had clubhouses.
Yeah.
Whatever. We had fun. Those were the days. Oh, cool. So, how were your parents? Did you grow up with both of your parents or one or the other?
Not in the same household for the most part. I mean, both my parents were in my life, but I primarily grew up with my mom. And my mom and my two siblings, older brother, younger sister.
Okay. What's the age difference in you and your brother?
We all 3 years. 3 years apart. 3, 6, and 9. So.
Okay. What's your relationship like with your siblings? What was it like growing up, and then like now? What is it like?
I mean, me personally, I'm more of a, I won't say loner, but I always kind of been by myself to a certain degree. So it was even like that in my childhood. I mean, my brother 3 years older, so he was kind of with his friends doing his things for the most part. My sister 3 years younger, so she was doing her thing. But I mean, the rest of it was good. I mean, and it's still good. We speak. We do stuff together. I mean, great relationship. But we all kind of just had our own thing.
Yeah, with the age difference.
Yeah.
Okay. So at what age did you decide that you were interested in boxing?
When I think back, I was interested all my life. I mean, I grew up around the gym. Like, I can remember, and it's just funny you say that because Emmanuel Stewart's like a godfather to me. I mean, I remember being at his house when I was like maybe 3 or 4. So I grew up with him, Tommy Hearns, Mil McCory, all the champions of Detroit. And they were just them, until I got older and people was like, oh, them, that sounds like, you told Uncle Tommy, that's, like.
It's like fam.
Yeah, that was fam. So like, cool. It's funny, so me and Ronald Hearns, Tommy's older son, like we were real close. Like I remember, I was telling him the other day, I remember when we were younger, he was just a bully. I used to hate him, but you know what I'm saying? That's my dog.
Okay. So y'all hashed it out.
Yeah,
you ever fight? You ever box?
No, we sparred before. We definitely like later years, so we definitely sparred. Ronald, was older than me, definitely, probably about 6 years. Okay. So, but when I got up there in age, we got it on.
Okay, you got it in?
Yeah.
Got a little ballsy, excuse me.
I mean, in this sport, you got to.
You have to be, right?
And if you don't got them, you need to learn how to paint or something.
Yeah, do something. It's not for the weak, huh?
Right.
How did your family feel when you expressed an interest in boxing?
In the beginning, wasn't supportive at all. My mom didn't want me to do it, and I didn't understand because her brother, which is my uncle, Dwayne, boxed for Crunk. He was like a staple in the Crunk beginnings and story. Like he's the reason Tommy, Jimmy Paul, Mil McCory all came to Crunk, to Emmanuel, because they were all training at this gym called Lasky. Okay. And my uncle just decided to go to Crunk and met Emmanuel. He was telling Emmanuel he got some friends, and he brought him over, and the story goes from there. But she really wasn't supportive in the beginning. So, like I said, I always been around the sport since I was little. As I got older, you know, boys get rough, start figuring stuff out. I was like, man, I want to box. But I guess people didn't take me serious or whatever. You know, like even my uncle for a minute, I was telling him for a minute, he was just like, yeah, okay, whatever.
You're talking about Dwayne?
Yeah,
right?
Dwayne.
Okay.
So I remember I kept telling him, so then he's like, okay, well, if you want to box, you got to work out with it. I'm thinking, oh, we're going to box, you about to take me down the crunk. He didn't even do that. He like, I don't know, we about to run. And we about to do this. And I'm like, man, this ain't boxing. I felt kind of like Karate Kid.
It's conditioning.
Yeah.
Wax on, wax off.
He had me doing all the wax on, wax off. I'm like, man, this ain't boxing. I want to do this. Okay. But he passed before, you know, he started to see my career flourish. Okay. But yeah, like I'm saying in the beginning, they weren't really supportive. So when I didn't start boxing for real until I was 16. And, you know, I was driving, you know, junior in high school, and I'm like, man, I want to do this. So I asked my mom, she's like, no. I'm like, then I told her, like, look, I'm driving, you know, I mean, I got a curfew, so I can go sign myself up and come home every day and just be fine. You know, I'm asking you basically for support, but if you don't want me to do it, I'm gonna do it. Okay. So she's like, all right, well, if you're gonna do it, we'll do it. Okay. So
she jumped on board.
She jumped on board, signed me up, man.
That's all she wrote.
That's where it began.
Okay. Where'd you start out training at?
I started out at Crunk. I fought for Crunk amateur team. Won a couple nationals. Won a ringside national. Runner up in a couple other titles and tournaments. Won maybe 3 Detroit Golden Glove titles. A U.S. championship, a Michigan title. Had a good amateur career. But because I was sort of starting so late behind the curve, a lot of my friends at the time that were like blue chips were going pro at like 17 and stuff like that. Yeah. And I wasn't ready. So, you know, I stayed amateur a little longer, and then my mother, you know, was big on us going to school and stuff, and, you know, like, we're first generation college, and she was just like, you know, I had plans for y'all to X, Y, and Z, and I understood, you know, I wasn't against it, so she was like, you know, if you want to continue to pursue boxing, you know, you got to make me a deal, say you go to school. So I'm like, all right, whatever.
Well, tell me about school. We're going to come back to boxing. Tell me about, because you did go to school.
Yeah, I went to Eastern Michigan.
Okay, so what was your field of study? And
my field of study was industrial engineer.
Oh, fancy. It's very intelligent.
It's just words. Don't
right, it sounds really fancy. Dangerous hands and dangerous mind. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, she got that. But so I majored in industrial engineering at Eastern. I mean, like I said, I come from the East Side where you made stuff happen. So my whole life wasn't as traditional as you would say. You know, like grow up, support from both parents, go to school, get a job. You know, I mean, I was, you know, I really didn't have my father in my life, so I learned on my own. You know, whatever I had to do by any means necessary, I was getting it.
Okay.
So, you know, I decided to go to school, you know, but initially I had the wrong concept. You know, I'm like, because my older brother, you know, he was into all academics. Like, we were day and night. Like, we were 3 years apart. So at some point, when I go to the school where he was at or went to, teachers be like, oh, that was your brother. Yeah. But now, like, after a week or so, they be like, y'all are not the same. Like,
they lost the excitement.
Yeah, like he was the type of dude. He got his first B in like maybe 11th or 12th grade, and he was upset. I got my first D, I can remember, in first grade. And I'm like, I tried. Okay. You know, this shit's hard. It's hard.
So
you know what I'm saying?
Gifted.
Yeah. He was more into academics. So, you know, so he went off to Central Michigan or whatever, went to school, and my mom just thought, you know, I was just about to, and it was just different. I knew what I had to do, but, you know, I didn't just grasp to it like that. So my first year, you know, I'm in college, I'm having fun. Like, my whole plan was like, okay, I know what we said. I'm about to go to school, become the Qs, and then turn pro.
Qs.
Yeah.
That's the next question.
Yeah. I mean, I found out about them early. I think 7th grade, one of my mentors and a middle school teacher was a Q.
Okay.
And then when my brother going to school before me, when I was a freshman, he was in high school. He was a freshman in college. So, you know, I was going up there, visiting him in school and partying with the college people. So that's when I seen the bros, the Qs firsthand.
Yeah.
I was hooked. I'm like, okay, I'm definitely doing this wherever I go.
Okay.
So, you know, that was my whole insight at the time. But like I said, I wasn't focused academically my freshman year, and my girlfriend at the time, we had our daughter. And so from then I was like, okay, let me buckle down and get tight. But I'm like, I want to finish, but then I was broke. You know, I'm trying to fight, I'm doing X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
But I'm like, what can I do? So I decided to leave school. People was like, no, don't drop out. You know, people always say, I'm gonna come back. You get all these people, I'm coming, they never do.
Right.
But when I set my mind to something, it's done. That's kind of like a gift and a curse. Cause when I set my mind to something, I'm gonna do it. But with that being said, it's kind of like tunnel vision. So everything on the side kind of lacks.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, you know, I'm gonna leave, but I'm gonna come out and go to barber school. So I came back to Detroit, dropped out for a minute, went to barber school for 2 years, earned my professional barber's degree, certification. Then I came back to Eastern. So I was working at a shop around the area in the city of Ypsilanti, and still training and going to school, you know, having a relationship, having a daughter, trying to, you know, multitask. Yeah. So I was like, okay, man, let me finish school, but I still need money. So I, you know, was able to come up with some money and open up my own shop. So I had a salon while I was in school called Thoroughbred Styles.
Nice.
So, you know, I was operating that, and that helped me kind of, you know, maintain my family, and still I could focus on school and training.
Okay.
So finally in 2008, you know, I was in my junior year, had an opportunity to become the Qs.
Yeah.
But by then I was like, man, I'm almost done. I can't quit now. Like, that'll be stupid.
Yeah.
So I went on and finished and earned my degree in 2010.
Okay.
And I had an internship. I was working with a company as a logistical engineer, and it was cool, good money, but I wasn't happy. So I decided to, I was boxing. I had turned pro around that time, and I was trying to work to turn pro, and first fight went good. Actually, my first fight was at Eastern Michigan University, like homecoming.
That was going to be my next question.
Yeah, so I mean, it was great, man, having my pro debut at my alma mater. It was my school at the time.
That's
and awesome. You know, it was, you couldn't have.
Flocking, weren't they? He's like, yes.
Well, you know, I wouldn't say it's because of that.
Sure.
I think I got a good personality.
Of course.
But,
of course, right?
Yeah, you know, plenty of attention, you know, it was great.
Okay.
So I did that, and then my second pro fight, I fought at Burt's in Detroit, and I broke my hand.
Oh.
So after that, I had to have surgery. And I was like, during that time, I was like, okay, well, let me focus on school, blah, blah, blah. So I was focusing on school, and I was having too much fun. We went back to having too much fun, partying with the Qs, you know, hanging out, eating, like, got totally off my regimen. Mm-hmm. Gained some weight, I got up to like 190, and I fight 140. Yeah, it was terrible. It was terrible. Like, so kind of got a little down, like, man, I'm bumping. I got my degree, let me just work. So I tried working as a logistical engineer for like a year and a half. I just wasn't happy. I mean, the money was good, everything. I'm like, man, so.
That's your passion.
Wasn't my passion at all. Right. So I had ended up becoming friends with Olympian and world champion Andy Lee. Middleweight world champion Andy Lee. We became close.
Yeah.
Andy Lee of Ireland. And so we started hanging out, and he was actually getting ready to fight Chavez for his first world title attempt. And he asked, like, man, what you doing? I'm like, blah, 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 I'm in school, I'm working. But he was like, man, you need to be fighting. Ed, come on. He was like, well, you know, you're bigger than the middleweight now. So, you know, why don't you come to camp? You know, I pay you to be a sparring partner and help, you know, and come to camp and get back in it. I'm like, okay.
Okay.
So I went to camp with Andy, helped him get ready for Chavez, and the bug bit me again. I'm like,
yeah.
So it took time. It took about 6 months of dedication and true focus, but I got the weight down.
Okay.
And we went to El Paso for him to fight Chavez for his first title attempt, and he lost. But he later ended up becoming the world champion. And so from there, I'm like, okay, I'm hooked. So I'm trying to decide, kind of personally tossing myself, okay, what I'm gonna do with work, this, but this is my passion. So I actually got laid off because being in Michigan, that was during the time the automotive market was sort of down, and I got laid off. I'm like, dang, okay. And I had the opportunity. I had met some guys and met Ronnie Shields, the trainer.
Okay.
Had the opportunity to move to Houston, train with him, and so I'm like, I'm gonna take that chance.
Yeah.
And I took that chance, and from there, man, my career started to just take off. I had some good fights.
What's your professional career record?
So my professional career is 15-2.
Oh,
And
great.
so
Good record.
yeah, it was
Great
okay.
record.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's really 15, and you asked me, it's 17-0.
Okay. All right.
But you got politics. It's definitely politics. Good and bad of any sporting industry.
Right.
But it's 15-2. So
What's your weight class? Your current weight class?
my current weight class, my last fight was at welterweight 147.
Okay.
So I go back and forth between junior welterweight 140 and welterweight 147.
Okay.
At 140, I feel quicker, faster, more agile. I see stuff better. But at 147, I'm just a little slower, but I'm stronger. So I toss and turn about where I want to be comfortable at.
Right. Yeah. That's tough. So, what's the future? I know this is your passion.
Yeah. So the future is, I'm ready for big fights now. I fought on HBO. It was almost a year from now. July 28th last year, I fought on HBO on the Terrence Crawford undercard.
Okay.
I fought on Showtime past March in Detroit at the MGM. When I fought on HBO, it was at Las Vegas MGM.
Okay.
So, great opportunity.
Yeah.
I mean, there are plenty of fighters, great fighters, world champions. Everybody don't get to fight at MGM Las Vegas.
Right.
I had good opportunity. Great, I won. I fought again on Showtime, lost by decision.
Okay.
But I'm ready for the big fights, man. I'm ready. My thing was I wanted to step up fight. I wanted to fight like a Paul Malignaggi, former world champion,
Yeah.
but still on his stuff. Up and coming guy like me. But he's retired, so I'll take a Jamal Herring.
Put it out there.
I'll take a Jamal
Put
Herring.
him out there, Jamal.
Good guy. No offense, but I'll take a Jamal.
Okay.
Any stepping stone, any test, we're here. I'm ready.
Right. Okay.
So,
you can do it.
Yeah.
All right. Now I have to ask you this question because
Okay.
it's something that's going on right now.
Okay.
What do you feel about the Floyd McGregor fight coming up? Being that he's fighting McGregor, who is a professional martial arts person. What do you feel about that? I know there's some controversy.
I have mixed feelings about it. Honestly, Floyd is a good friend of mine, one of the best in boxing. Nothing but respect for him. But mixed feelings as a fighter, because I'm like, damn, it's a slap in the face. We got dudes that's been grinding for years that never get an opportunity like this.
Right.
This dude don't even box.
Yeah.
Get an opportunity. So it's like, that's messed up. But on the other side, on the business side, which in boxing, you definitely need to be a businessman.
Right.
Floyd, one of the best to ever do it.
Absolutely.
Smart business move, career decision. If I was in this position, I'd do the same thing.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, anytime you step in the ring, there's a risk of anything happening. You losing, you getting hurt. No matter what the guy is, statistically, look on paper, anything happen. You can get hit with a punch, anything can happen. So you never underestimate anybody. But statistically, Floyd has all the advantages, all the pros, Professional fighter, more experience in boxing. Best at what he does. So everything's on Floyd's side. Not saying that McGregor can't get lucky, but if this is to be Floyd's last comeback fight, it's a safe, smart fight. You know, and at the end of the day too, you can't beat a safe, smart fight making hundreds of millions of dollars.
You're right.
You know,
true.
so I'll take it.
You'll take it.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Will you be there?
I haven't decided. I've been to Floyd's last 2 fights. I was in camp with Floyd when he fought Maidana the second time. And I went to the Pacquiao-Floyd fight. So, you know, I haven't decided if I'm going to be in attendance, but if I'm not, you know, Floyd, man, I wish you the best of luck. You're going to do your thing and continue success.
Absolutely. Was there anything else you want to share with us?
No,
About your career, what to expect from you? Or
you know, just expect whatever fights next, expect a hell of a fight. I mean, you know, I feel like you said, at this point now, it's time to be ballsy. You know, be a little more risky. I feel like I've done enough to get to a certain level to where, you know, I can be more risky on the political side of it, and it's time to be more risky to get them elite fights and the bigger checks.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. You have to take risks.
Yeah, you have to.
You have to. That goes in on everything.
Yeah.
Whatever you do. Okay. Could you tell our audience where they can find you?
I'm at ThoroughBredBoxing. You can follow me on Twitter at ThoroughBredBox. You can follow me on Facebook at Ed Thoroughbred Williams. And Google.
Right. Hey, that's my go-to.
Right.
All right. They'll take you to all the pages.
Yeah, everywhere.
There you go. Ed Thoroughbred Williams. If you look it up, you'll find all his pages. Well, thank you so much again for joining me today, and I really appreciate you taking out the time.
I appreciate you for having me, man. Definitely appreciate support Shawn, man. She one of the best at what she do. And you know, we're here.
Yeah, this is special to me because I really love boxing, and so this is an extra special interview for me. So really, I thank you a lot.
You're welcome.
And there you have it.